Alright guys, welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to be giving you guys a tour of Fantasy Island and showing you guys around and talking about it a little bit. So right here, this is the front entrance. You come in right there, scan your tickets, whatnot, and you come in and this is the first thing you see. It looks really nice, and what I will say is this park does look really nice pretty much everywhere. It's a very nice park for a family, very kid friendly, and yeah, so let's get into this. So right here, if you walk straight in and go to your right, you're gonna come around to this first part. Right in the center, you can see the carousel here. And now the carousel is surrounded by lots of trees that look really nice and flowers, and the carousel itself looks really nice. So I think that's a good centerpiece to see when you walk in. And that's right there. And then if you turn to your right when you walk in, you're gonna see Kittyland. So Kittyland is obviously the place where all the kiddie rides are, and they actually have two kiddie coasters back here, one of which is a wacky worm and the other is a dragon flight or dragon coaster. So you can see all the kiddie rides back here. You got the balloons and the cars and the planes and all that over here. And if I turn to my left, walk over here, they have the wacky worm known as Max's Doggy Dog coaster. So instead of looking like a worm, you have a Dalmatian up there on the front, and it's a dog. He just goes through the whole thing, and that's pretty cute. They do have some decorations around like this, like Humpty Dumpty just chilling right here. That makes the place look really nice. It's kind of themed to like fairy tales, I assume. Not sure what that is, but it does look interesting. Oh, that might be the whale, Joan and the whale, or Pinocchio and the whale. Yeah. And then they got Alice in Wonderland. So they got a lot of kid-friendly stuff. You got one of those like little horse sort of things right there. Right here you got teacups called Enchanted Tea Party. I'm sure those are good. Back here is the brand new, this is actually new for 2019. Well, I don't think the ride's new, but it's a relocation, so it's new to Fantasy Island in 2019, called Dragon's Flight. And that's a cute little ride, something you might see at a fair. That's also kind of a theme here, that a lot of the stuff here is permanent installment of what you would see at a fair. Of course, a lot of them are probably movable as well. But yeah, so you got Jack and the Beanstalk there, an SBF spinning drop tower for kids. And then, yeah, they got like a little show thing here. It looks like it might be a Cinderella show because it's called The Shoe Fits. There's a couple show times, so that's pretty nice as well. And then it looks like they have a tree that tells stories at certain times during the day as well. Storytime tree with Oakley. Storytime with Oakley, that's his name. That's pretty cool. And so, one interesting thing here about Fantasy Island is that if you're trying to get back to Silver Comet and Crazy Mouse and all that, you can see the front entrance there. I kind of did a big circle with Kittyland. You have to go through this little door here at Western Town. I'm gonna wait for everybody to come out here. But yeah, there's this little tiny doorway to Western Town, and this is how you get to the rest of the park. And so it's kind of weird, and it can be hard to find if you've never been here before. So yeah, that tiny doorway leads you right into Western Town, where it looks like you have a lot of shops here, and that sort of stuff. A lot of this stuff isn't open right now. I think it's like kind of slow at this time of the season. But there you can buy drinks and food and stuff like that there. Another shop here, I assume that's where you can buy souvenirs, merchandise, stuff like that. Over here, they've got this little like creek slash pond thing that looks like you can rent canoes at certain times and go on it, which is actually really cool. That's cool to see as well. They do have this old time photo thing where you can go in and take old time portraits which is also really interesting. I've never seen that at an amusement park before that I know of. So that's really cool. You can see the Indian theme over there in the little island over there. You can see there's Indians up there for the kids for the canoeing. You got one of these stands that you'd see at like a carnival or fair that have cotton candy, looks like ice cream, popcorn, caramel apples, stuff like that. That's pretty cool. You got a park map there if you get lost. Oh. So right here, right next to that little carnival stand, you have a Catfish Feeder. So there's a bunch of Cheerios in here, and you can like put a quarter in, turn it, and get some Cheerios and throw it over the side to feed some catfish, which is also kind of interesting, kind of something you don't see everywhere, but also pretty cool. And also that bird has been chilling there for like a really long time. All right, and now we're going back to the main part of the park. This is where a lot of the older kids and adults would like to be at this park. So right here they've got Devil's Hole. Yeah, I don't see that at a lot of amusement parks. That for me is mainly at fairs and stuff. So that's actually really cool to see here. It's kind of unique for an amusement park to have something like that. And then right here, probably the marquee attraction, Silver Comet. Right here, it's a great CCI wooden coaster. It's really fun, pretty smooth. If you watch my vlog of this place, you'll see me talk about it. Great ride. And then right over here next to Silver Comet, they have bumper cars. It's called Scooter, and that as well looks really cool. So right here they have what's called Mind Warp, and I don't actually know the company or model who made this, but it does look like an extreme sort of like 360-degree pendulum sort of ride, kind of like Cyclos at Kentucky Kingdom, and it actually looks insane. Unfortunately it's closed today, but most of the time it's open, I believe. And so they've got games over here to the left as you come around Mind Warp and Silver Comet, and then more games over here. So right here they have this big huge Himalaya that looks absolutely insane. And then on the left side they have a Zamperla disco, and honestly this is probably the most intense disco that I've ever been on. It goes super fast and it spins really well, so it actually has some good forces on it. Yeah, so a lot of the flat rides that they have here, because this park is mostly flat rides, they're either kind of unique like Mind Warp or Devil's Hole, or they're really good like this disco. So that's pretty cool as well. So right here next to the disco, you've got Boppers, which is where you can get food at the park, pretzels, park food, stuff like that. You can also refill your drinks here, and that's pretty good. Over here to the right side, if you're walking back this way, you've got first aid station. So if you need anything like that, that's where you go to find that. It's kind of interesting that it's all the way back here in the park. There may be one, there's probably one up front right as you enter, but there's another one back here. A smaller one of the Zamperla, it's not a disco, but it's one of the Rock and Tug Zamperla. Then you got Twist and Shout right here. Another really cool flat ride. You also don't see these too commonly everywhere. Yeah. And if you continue walking all the way to the back, Dippin' Dot stand, you can get, looks like you can get more food and drink there, maybe funnel cake, something like that. It says fried dough. To the left here they have a TiltaWhirl. I haven't been on a TiltaWhirl, so I don't know how good it is, but most of the time TiltaWhirls are pretty fun. They've actually got a show stage back here as well. I'm on the wrong side for that, but yeah, so they've got a show stage back here on the right side, which I don't think is being used today, but it does look like it gets used a lot, and it seems like a pretty cool place to have shows. And then right here they've got what looks like a star flyer. I'm not sure if it's actually a star flyer, but same sort of thing right here, which is really nice as well. You can kind of see an aerial view of the park. Then you got more pizza here, Midway Pizza. Over here you've got some antique cars that go around over a bridge and under a tunnel, stuff like that. Out kind of in the trees, which is very nice. I like that. And then the last couple things you have back here is you have a Crazy Mouse, so there's the Imperial Spinning Wild Mouse coaster, and their Ferris wheel, which is also really nice. One thing I do say, or I can say that I like a lot about this park is you don't have that, you know, industrial amusement park sort of feel. You have kind of like a family just having fun. You got more of a family style park sort of feel, and it's really nice. And honestly, this is something I wouldn't expect to point out, but honestly, when you come in, you smell like it smells like the outdoors rather than smelling like a dirty amusement park, kind of like walking into a Six Flags. You don't have that greasy cooking food smell or the grease from the lift hills on rides, which I do appreciate that sometimes. But honestly, at this park, it's really nice to kind of have, you know, you just feel like you're outdoors and there's just rides all around you. It's a really nice experience. So if you're ever in Grand Island, New York, or around the area, if you're going to Canada's Wonderland, something like that, I highly recommend you stop by Fantasy Island. It is a really cute little park. It's small, and if you have Apex park passes, you can get in here as well because it's part of the Apex group. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you leave a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Make your way out to Fantasy Island. It's a great place. And I'll see you guys in the next video.